The Dubois County Council continued its discussion on county edit funds, where things stand there. Plus, Vincennes University Jasper campus has received a major grant. We'll tell you what it's for. And Judy Butcher talks Earth Day every day at Honey Creek on tonight's edition of Inform. All of that and much more is up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Hello, I'm Bradford Raths. We begin this evening with an advisory from the Jasper Police Department. The department says there is the possibility of traffic delays and slight detours along 15th and Bartley Streets through tomorrow due to the funeral services for retired Major General Robert Mitchell. Mitchell passed away back on Sunday at the age of 77. He was the Adjutant General of the Indiana Army and Air National Guard from 1997 through 2001. He served in the military for almost 5 decades. Visitation took place from 2 till 8 p.m. today and will continue from 10:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. tomorrow at the Jasper National Guard Armory. The funeral service begins at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon at the Armory. Burial will follow the service in the Fairview Cemetery Mausoleum. Governor Mike Pence has also ordered flags at all government offices in Dubois County to half-staff in honor of Mitchell. The governor is also encouraging businesses and residents to do the same. In a statement, Pence says Mitchell's devotion to duty, love for the state, and patriotism touched many lives. Flags should be flown at half-staff through sunset tomorrow. A Wednesday afternoon traffic accident in Daviess County claimed the life of an area radio personality. According to Daviess County Sheriff's deputies, 46-year-old Brad Dietz was riding his motorcycle along Old US 50 East when deputies say he hit a truck and trailer at the intersection with County Road 150 West. The truck's driver, Ernest Colbert, told deputies he stopped at the stop sign and failed to see Dietz's motorcycle. Deputies say when Colbert pulled into the road, Dietz's motorcycle hit the right front wheel of Colbert's truck. Dietz was then thrown off of the motorcycle and landed in a ditch. Dietz was initially taken to Daviess Community Hospital. He was later airlifted to Methodist Hospital in Indianapolis, where he was pronounced dead. Dietz worked as general manager for DLC Media. He has been a morning radio personality in Washington for a long period of time, most recently on WFML-FM. The subject of edit funds continues to be a hot topic for the Dubois County Council. During a special meeting last night, the council held a lengthy discussion on the edit funds, with most of that talk focused on whether or not to increase the county's commitment to Dubois Strong. During March's regular council meeting, Dubois Strong Board President Dr. Alan Johnson asked the council to increase its financial commitment to the group for this year up to $240,000. He also asked at that time for a consensus on $320,000 in funding for the next 2 years. The initial proposal was met with some reservations from the council. Now, last night's discussion began with Jasper Mayor Terry Seitz speaking to the council. Seitz pointed to the need for the county, its cities and towns, and Dubois Strong to all work together to make economic development happen. He also talked about the need to fill jobs in the county in light of companies like Masterbrand, Stens, and Jasper Engines announcing expansions in recent months. Seitz says finding the people to fill the jobs will take some work on everyone's part.
Every one of those jobs that goes unfilled, every one of those openings is taxes that governments are not collected. Edit taxes that are not being paid, even though there are openings for the jobs to have. So it's a heck of an investment with a heck of a return. What that shapes out to be, I don't know. I just know that it likely is going to involve more than just dollars. And when it comes to depth and breadth, I think we need to tap people beyond a meeting here and there and beyond just to talk about budgeting.
Council members Mark Brescher and Martha Ware opposed the major increase in funding. Brescher was in favor of a 1-year commitment with less money involved, while Ware argued that the cities and towns in the county should also increase their commitment. Following the lengthy discussion, the council did finally agree to increase the financial commitment. The council improved increasing its funding for this year by $140,000, bringing its total commitment for the year up to $200,000 in all. The council also gave its consensus by a show of hands to commit $200,000 per year to Dubois Strong for 2015 and 2016. Though the increase was less than what he originally asked for, Johnson was thankful. He He says it's now up to the organization to follow through.
We need to set the tone. We need to bring the groups together and orchestrate solutions, and that's what Dubois Strong is about.
County Council President Greg Kendall argued that Dubois Strong is the organization that should take the lead in the process. He says the future investment for the county is a necessary one.
If we have to spend a little money or invest money in the future for the growth of our businesses and the growth of our companies and everything that makes our county what it is today, one of the best counties in the state, then sometimes we have to invest that money.
On a final note, the council agreed that the county's edit fund balance should not drop below $7 million at any point. The balance as of last night's meeting was at just over $11 million. A regional economic development group has made 2 significant contributions, and one of those will be funding local education projects. Radius Indiana President CEO Becky Skillman recently presented $100,000 each to the city of Bedford and Vincennes University. Radius Indiana says these presentations honor commitments that were made 6 years ago by the Indiana Economic Development Corporation. Now, the funds given to Vincennes University were obtained through Dubois Strong. Dubois Strong secured the money in order to help fund the Center for Technology, Innovation, and Manufacturing on the Vincennes University Jasper campus. In a news release, Dubois Strong interim president Michael Cummings says the investment is reflective of the organization's belief in the importance of education to economic competitiveness locally. He says in order for the county to continue its run of economic success, people need to be provided with the necessary skills to help the workforce and move things forward. The Center for Technology, Innovation, and Manufacturing works closely with employers, industry groups, government entities, and workforce agencies to adapt education and training programs to the needs of employers. The funding for both entities comes out of the Regional Impact Fund. That fund is designed for supporting projects that benefit the entire 8-county Radius Indiana area. Anyone interested in more information or the process for submitting a request can contact Radius Indiana by calling 277-9778. Radius Indiana was originally formed back in 2009. It serves Crawford, Davies, Dubois, Greene, Lawrence, Martin, Orange, and Washington counties. The group also serves as the primary Indiana point of contact for the Crane Naval Base. The deadline to pay your first installment of property taxes is now fast approaching. Dubois County Treasurer Chad Blessinger says the final day to make that first payment is coming up on Monday, May 12th. Blessinger says in addition to regular business hours, the Treasurer's office is also set to be open from 8 a.m. to noon coming up on Saturday. The office is set to stay open an hour later on Monday until 5 p.m. Regular office hours run from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. Blessinger says initial tax statements were mailed out back in April and second notifications are not going to be mailed. Anyone who needs a duplicate tax statement should call the Treasurer's office at 481-7080. Again, the deadline to pay the first installment of your property taxes is this upcoming Monday, May the 12th. Indiana State Police are now warning motorists to wear their seatbelts or face getting a ticket. Starting tomorrow and continuing through June 1st, state troopers will be conducting seatbelt checks as part of the annual Click It or Ticket campaign. The campaign also coincides with the upcoming Memorial Day holiday weekend. State police are one of 250 law enforcement agencies across the state that will be taking part in the mobilization. They are also one of thousands nationwide that are set to participate. Special patrols will be done around the clock to identify and ticket drivers and passengers that choose not to wear their seatbelts. State police say data has shown that wearing a seatbelt increases the chances of surviving a crash by more than 50%. They say though the campaign should be credited with increasing seatbelt usage across the state, work is still left to be done. Again, the Click It or Ticket campaign is set to start tomorrow and will run through June 1st. Special patrols will be done around the clock, and anyone who is caught not wearing a seatbelt during this time frame can expect to get a ticket. Finally this evening, a judge has decided to let the man charged with killing a fellow Purdue University student during a classroom attack to drop his defense attorney. Earlier today, a Tippecanoe County judge approved the request from 23-year-old Cody Cousins after questioning both Cousins and attorney Robert Gevers in court. A public defender will now be appointed to represent Cousins. He is charged with murder in the January death of 21-year-old Andrew Bolt of West Bend, Wisconsin, inside of a classroom on the West Lafayette campus. Cousins and Gevers both testified that they don't trust the other person. Prosecutors say Cousins, who is a Warsaw native, shot and stabbed Bolt before fellow students inside of Purdue's electrical engineering building. Authorities have not yet indicated a possible motive for that attack. All right, coming up after the break, your local forecast, sports with Kurt Gooksell, and Inform with Judy Butcher. That's all up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Local people watching local people.